Sunday morning, something's gone wrong with the boiler. It's not getting chipped properly, so I'm going to go and sort that out. I've just watched Laura Koonsberg where they had the Chancellor on, and there was a stat that come out of it saying 37%, 37 farms had £100 million tax break. Now in fact, there's the clip.
In the most recent year of tax data, 40% of the benefit of agricultural property relief went to just 7% of estates. 37 estates got more than £100 million worth of tax relief.
Very misleading. It kind of like makes out that everyone's got £100 million farms and there's 37 of them that claim £100 million tax break. Absolute rubbish. What it basically means is that out of the top farms that had to claim on inheritance tax, the average price would be 2.7 million. These are, we're turning over millions to generate hundreds. That's just farming. I did reset it from the house and turning away nicely now. I will just check that there's no sticks jammed in it though, in the bottom, so we'll just have a look at that. Get the sticks jammed in the bottom of that. Yeah, see how that's not falling down very well. Just needs a little bit of a poke. Like that, you see inside it. I've come in the new office out the wind to show you what's going on. So this is going to be like the storeroom. Not really changed a lot, just the lights are on. Kitchen units have arrived. They're going in there. We've got all this plumbing in now. So that's for the washing machine. No, washing machine, not tumble dryer, what's it called? Dishwasher, sink, toilets are behind that wall. I feel like there's another toilet to come on there because I see one pipe coming through. In fact, let's go round and see how it works. We've got, this will be the weighbridge office. There's going to be some worktops around there. Yeah, let's turn the torch on. Yeah, that's, oh I see, yeah, that's how it's done. So the toilet there goes that way. Then it joins to that one and then it goes out into that. That's the shower. I didn't show you this the other day, don't I, did I? That's on there. The fan to go up there. That's all plastic stuff, save it being tiled. Be a heat towel thing there. That basin's a bit big though, I feel. I mean, it's good for washing your hands. I just feel like it's a bit bigger than it needed to be. This has got this little one in here, which is good. And then obviously Morgan's made that banister to weld on there. I'll go up the stairs. Mark was here yesterday doing that filling where the screws go for the plasterboard and the joints, and that can all be painted. This one's Wendy's office. This one is all plastered and just needs the joints taping and filling in here. Let's have a look at the flood now, actually. Oh, it's windy when you open that. Look. I'll have to shut that, it's too windy. Yeah, can't see for the rain, but no, it won't focus. Where the flood was the other day, it's dried a bit, and can you see from here better? Maybe you can see from here better. Hold on. Yeah, can you see there the brown bit? It's got a little bit more colour into it as the rain's washed it. This room's going to be my office now. Have you noticed it echoes a little bit in here? It's because it's quite a big room with a high ceiling. But you can get this stuff, and I'll show you what it looks like now. It's like a foam egg box, and you stick it on and it makes it like acoustically not echoey. I know when you put furniture in it'll help, but with it being a flat, smooth ceiling and big flat walls, if ever you're doing any, if ever you're doing like filming or videoing or like podcasts or anything like that, that echo, that like bass in your voice makes it a bit weird. So I think it's worth soundproofing that, sound deadening it. It basically absorbs the sound rather than it bouncing back and getting echoey and sounding like you're in an oil drum. So you can buy these tiles off Amazon, they're not actually that dear. This is upstairs. This will be the meeting room, come training room, come classroom, come function room, come whatever else we want to do. I'm really pleased how this has turned out because it's ended up quite a big space. I know it doesn't look it now because it's full of stuff, but it'll be really well when it's done, because we've got a projector that can go up there, and we've also got them TV screens that we can put on if we can get them to all work in unity. I might have showed you this the other day, I can't remember, but that's getting cut off because that's in the way. If you're sat here and there's a screen, say where that ladder is going across, so we'll weld an angle line to that girder, cut that out of the way. I feel like it's a lot of tidying up to do. It's all offcuts of plasterboard and stuff, and we were given this insulation, but some of it was damp, so we've not been able to use that. Got to sort the floor. Do we put laminate down on it, or do we carpet it? Carpet might be better because you get less footstep noises maybe downstairs, but then if you've got muddy boots it's harder to clean, so maybe like a bit of a vinyl or something. Is it still dead windy? Yeah. No, I can't really show you that field very well. Out there. Oh. No, it won't focus anything other than the raindrops. But yeah, pretty pleased apart from echo. It's just, yeah, we'll sort that with them tiles. It's that weather when you need a nice warm hat. It's proper blowing again out there. Plenty of them back in stock. Coughing here. Ian's been off the last day or so. I think he's back Tuesday, so any orders will go out Wednesday, so don't forget, get on there and order them now before they're gone, because we won't be getting more hats in stock until next year. This, right, what do we think of this? Shall we get a limited edition of them made up? Could be handy for March 4th. Get it? March on the 4th in London. Yeah, we're thinking about doing it. What's your thoughts? Let us know. And like I say, all the other merchandise, a lot of that's still in stock because some had gone out of stock after Christmas. I'm looking for some cat food that was delivered off Costco. It ends up normally in here, mixed up with all these boxes, but I can't find it anywhere, so I'll just nip the shop and get some cat food. I'm just in the workshop. I'm going to have to do a video. It's not a rant, but just like a video. In fact, I'll put this on here and make it a bit higher, because I think it's been that long since the budget, and there's that much confusion online with trolls saying to farmers, shut up and pay your taxes, that they don't understand what it actually means. So I'm going to do a video, 2 or 3 minutes, and try and put it into a nutshell. Why don't farmers want to pay tax? Now, let me just get one thing straight. We pay tax just like everybody else. We pay it on our wages, we pay it on our employers' wages in national insurance contribution, and we pay it on our profits. We pay exactly the same as everyone else. There's a slight discount on the fuel used in tractors that aren't on the road very much, but otherwise we are exactly the same as everyone else. What we are angry about, though, is what's called inheritance tax. Now, personally, I don't think anyone should pay inheritance tax. It's a cruel tax. It taxes you after you have died, and for a lot of people, the children have to pay it. So say if your great-great-grandmother gave you a ring, that might have cost tuppence halfpenny 200 years ago. Now it has a value, then basically you'd be expected to pay a percentage of that value if someone gave it to you on their death. And it's exactly the same with farms. This shed I am stood in now was put up in 1985, probably cost around £4,000 or £5,000. Due to inflation, it is now worth £60,000, £70,000. The barn next to it, which hopefully you can see on the screen now, that was built several generations ago, probably cost a few pence or a few pounds back in the day. Now, because of planning and different things and people turning them into barn conversions, it has a value now of about £700,000. I don't see that value at all. It is just on paper. I spent a lot of money converting it into office space and rent it out, and that provides something towards a wage to pay either me or one of my staff to allow us to grow cheap food. Farmland has a big value, and why does it have a big value? Because they're not making any more of it. The earning potential from farmland has nothing to do with the value that it is. So, on my father's death or my death, all them assets would be added up as the value of what they're worth on paper, not what they can actually generate me, what they're worth on paper, and 20% of that value would have to be paid over. But bearing in mind, several generations have built them buildings, whether my dad built this in 1985 or the one next door, my great-great-great-grandfather built it for not a lot of money, but every year the value increases. So we're going to be taxed at basically what's called compound interest on assets that's just not sustainable. If we're only making, in a good year, 1/4% profit on investment. How are we expected to spend 20%, which equates to 2% each year for 10 years if we can pay it back interest free? It's just not sustainable. What other business on the death of a partner would be taxed? That's the difference. If it's a huge business with loads of shareholders and they're all paying 20% on the shares, it doesn't affect the core business. And the core business of farms is to grow food in the UK. If we do not grow food in the UK, we have to import it. That comes at a cost because you've got to get it here. It's not good for the environment from a carbon footprint point of view. And also it's not good for food security if anything went wrong in the world. We all saw what happened in COVID, how fragile food supplies were. So when someone says, shut up and pay your taxes, we do. We just can't afford to pay the ones when we're dead without stopping farming. If I died, my children could not afford that bill without selling probably around 30% of the farm off. When you think we've lost money for the last few years, how are they going to carry on going forwards if they've lost 30% of the tools available to them? It's not sustainable, it's poorly thought out. We just want the government to sit down with us, we can show them our accounts, we can show them our figures, show them what tax we do pay, and come up with a solution that works for everyone. But when you think that what they hope to generate from this change in tax will only run the NHS for less than 24 hours, if we find a better solution and agriculture thrives and we're making profit and we're paying income tax, it could be far outweighed by the death tax. We don't think it's right at the moment as well that you've got old people wishing they were dead by April 2026. That is just a lunacy of a law. So we need some sort of amnesty bringing out straight away to stop these people taking their own lives. Thanks for watching. For anyone that's not had their tractor fixed today, there's a quad track and a very clean there. Don't forget tomorrow, if you're farming, get in touch with your bank and get them on board, just like the supermarkets have. Virgin Money, my bank, brilliant. They were first out, so there's no reason why the others can't follow on. This is today's quiz question. Does anyone know what that's off? If you think you do, let me know in the comments. This was yesterday's quiz question, and this was what was in the box. That nut for a chainsaw, a massive box for it. But I suppose it doesn't get lost, does it? Here we go with today's birth. We've got Roy Chubby Brown, 66. Not sure if it's the real one or someone else, but he's 66. Jonathan Hall, not Tony Hall, but Jonathan Hall. It's his birthday today. We've got Michael Lever, I think it's pronounced, is the big 2. And David Clement, who is on holiday. Happy birthday to you as well. And we're now 84,000 plus 4,400 of gift aid. So it's getting near £89,000, which is a considerable amount of money for the North West Air Ambulance. Anyway, that is all for today. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow. Actually, sorry, one last thing. With it being a Sunday and you've probably got a few minutes to spare, there's a 5-bar gate research company that we've done some stuff with in the past. They are doing some research into what is keeping people awake at night, what is keeping farmers awake at night. I am going to put the link below this video if you want to go and fill it in. It would be nice to get a steer on that, because that kind of data is the stuff that we can use when lobbying governments and officials about the state of the industry. So yeah, it's below there. If you've got a few minutes, fill it in. That'd be amazing. Thank you.